warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Faris Al-Harbi, and today we're going to talk about the mistreatment of the workers in our community and how Islam is completely against it. And that's why we have our guest today, Faris, to talk to us about it. Please.
Assalamu alaikum, how are you? Well, Faris, as you know, subhanAllah, in our community we have too many people that are treating the workers badly. In the homes, maids and drivers are not being given their rights. People are being abused. People are not getting their paychecks. They're not being treated right. They're not given any of the rights that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them. And you know, in Islam, the Prophet ﷺ had a young boy that used to work for him. He never, ever, ever shouted at him. He never said to him that he did something wrong. He always praised him. You know, the behavior of the Prophet is how we're supposed to behave with the people.
Yes.
And, you know, also on top of that, the Prophet, peace be upon him, he said, pay the worker before the sweat is dry. And yet here we have people that not only do they not pay them before the sweat is dry, they keep them for months without their pay, or they send them back home and they take their money away from them. And this is not Islam. And we are Muslims. We are an example to anybody who sees us. You know, we're diplomats. We are diplomats for Allah. We are diplomats for Islam. Everything we do reflects upon Islam, and we have to be very careful because Allah is going to hold us accountable for these things.
So basically what you're saying is that we are the face of Islam. The Middle East is the face of Islam.
No, Muslims.
Muslim.
Muslims are the face of Islam. And whatever a Muslim does that abuses and takes away the rights of others reflects on Islam. I had a worker in my home, and she used to listen to when I gave lectures and when I talked to people, and she saw my behavior, and she used to think that I was a decent person. I'm not the best, but she was happy with my behavior with her. And I remember one time we were talking, and I was trying to talk to her about Islam. And she said, well, you know, the real Muslims out there, the families I used to work with here in Kuwait, they don't act like you do. You do it because you're an American. And I had to look at her and say, look, if somebody treats you wrong and they're a Muslim, it's their action, not Islam. When I do anything that you enjoy, that you like, this is not me. I'm doing it for the sake of God, for the sake of Allah, because I know what's right and what's wrong, and I want to please my God. We are an example of Islam to the people. When people come to the Middle East, when people go to the Muslim countries, and the behavior that they encounter, they consider it to be synonymous with Islam. So we have to be nicer. You know, one of the big problems that Shaitan showed, one of the big sins that he did, was because he said, I'm made from fire and the humans are made from dirt. It was arrogance.
Yeah.
He thought that because he is created in a certain way that he's better. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him no. Allah decides who is better than the other, and the only one better, of course, is the one that is closer to Allah. This is what we have been taught by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And when Allah commands us to do something, we do it. So if we are Kuwaitis in Kuwait, Saudis in Saudi, Americans in America, it doesn't matter who you are or what country you are not better than anybody else that comes in. So if someone from a country that is different from yours is working for you, it doesn't make you better than them. It means that they have a job and you have a job, and part of your job is treating them well.
What I think is that when other people come to our country, it's like a guest. So you're supposed to treat them like guests because it's not their country. It's like they're coming into your home.
What, more than that, I want you to think, many of the workers that come here, especially house workers, especially people that come to the lower income jobs, they have left behind their mothers, their fathers, their brothers, their sisters, their aunts, their uncles, their children. You have women working in homes who have left her children behind. Do you think they left their children behind because they love Kuwait? They did it because they needed to. They did it because financially they cannot manage in their own country. We have to feel for that. You never know. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can change your condition at any time. And you may be traveling to another country, traveling to another world because you don't have the finances. Take a look at what's going on now in Europe. Arabs and people from Africa and people from all over the place, people who were doctors, lawyers, engineers, are walking for a month to get to another land so that they can have some kind of opportunity. That could be you, that could be me, that could be us. Only from the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we need to believe in Allah and fear Allah and obey Him and treat our workers well. This is our responsibility in front of Allah.
Okay. Thank you guys for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And click on the link to see my channel and my Islamic episodes. And Assalamu alaikum.